Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. Psalm 55-22. Life has a way of placing burdens in our hands long before we're ready to hold them. Some arrive suddenly, an unexpected phone call, a shift in the world, a new pressure you never saw coming. Others accumulate quietly. One small stress, one delayed answer, one overlooked disappointment, one unresolved fear, until eventually you realize that something inside you is running on fumes. You move, you function, you show up, but deep down you sense that something is heavier than it should be. There are burdens that are easy to name, and burdens that take shape only when the day gets quiet. Responsibilities that no one else sees, fears that grow louder at night, worries that disguise themselves as planning, fatigue that sleep can't fix, expectations that stack themselves higher than your courage can climb. These weights do not shout for attention, but they quietly reshape the way you breathe, think, and hope. The psalmist speaks straight into that hidden territory of the heart. He does not address only the burdens that erupt with noise, but the ones that sink deeper slowly, steadily, silently. He calls them what they are, burdens that were never meant to be carried alone. Cast your burden on the Lord. This command does not say, hold it better, or be stronger, or convince yourself it's light. It invites you gently but firmly to release what you've been gripping with tired hands. To cast something means to remove it decisively, to shift the weight from your chest into a place where it can finally rest, to acknowledge that the burden may be bigger than your strength but never bigger than God's. Casting your burden on the Lord begins with honesty. You do not need eloquence, you need truth. Lord, this is too much for me. Those words are not weakness, they are worship. They recognize that God has never asked you to be self-sustaining. Faith was never designed to be powered by human endurance alone. The psalmist is not calling you to deny how heavy life feels. He is calling you to admit it in the presence of the one strong enough to carry it. And He will sustain you. Sustain is a quiet word, but a powerful one. To sustain means to hold you steady where you feared you would fall, to protect your mind when thoughts spiral, to strengthen your heart when motivation thins, to guard your steps when uncertainty rises, to keep you standing even when everything around you suggests that you should have collapsed. Sustaining grace is not always dramatic. It does not always come in the form of a sudden breakthrough or an instant fix. Often, it reveals itself in subtler ways, like the strength to move through a day you thought would break you, the calm that settles just long enough to remind you that you're not alone, the courage to take one more step toward a future that still feels unclear. We often think of miracles as the moments when mountains move. But sustaining grace is the miracle that occurs when the mountain does not move, yet you somehow continue upward. When the storm does not stop, yet you remain standing. When the answer is delayed, yet your hope holds on. When life grows heavier, yet something within you refuses to collapse. God sustains by presence, not pressure. By His nearness, not your performance. And while the world teaches you to run harder, push faster, and pretend stronger, God invites you into something completely different, into a strength that flows from surrender, not striving. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. This promise does not mean you will never feel shaken. It means that shaking will not uproot you. You might tremble, but you will not topple. You might feel unsteady, but you will not break apart. God is not protecting you from pressure. He is protecting you from collapse. Life may bend you, but it will not bend you out of his hand. To be moved in this psalm means to lose your grounding, to lose your anchor, to lose the foundation of your hope. God promises to never allow that. He will not permit you to be removed from his care, his will, or his sustaining presence. Even when you feel fragile, the one who holds you is not. Look at the world right now. People are carrying more than they admit. Anxiety rising like a low hum beneath the surface. Economic pressure wearing on families. Social tension exhausting communities. Uncertainty shaping every decision. People are functioning on the outside and fraying quietly on the inside. Many feel like they must hold everything together: family, work, responsibilities, expectations. But inside, they wonder how long they can hold on. The weight is real, but so is the sustainer. God is not asking you to pretend the burden is light. He is asking you to stop carrying it alone, to stop gripping it with the fear that you are running out of time, out of energy, out of strength. You are not responsible for keeping the world upright. You are responsible for trusting the one who does. Maybe your burden today is fear, a gripping uncertainty about the future. Maybe it is grief, silent but heavy. Maybe it is exhaustion from doing the right thing, even when it costs you. Maybe it is loneliness, feeling unseen in rooms where you smile. Maybe it is pressure expectations stacked so high that you wonder if anyone sees the strain beneath your composure. God sees all of it. Not the version you present to others, but the version you hide when the door closes and the day finally quiets. He sees how hard you've tried, how much you carry, how deeply you feel, how often you've pushed yourself beyond what anyone realizes. And he does not respond by demanding more from you. He responds by offering himself in your place. You were not born to carry everything. You were not designed to absorb endless weight. Your heart has limits, but God's hands do not. That is why the psalm does not say, endure the burden, but cast it. So tonight, before the heaviness grows louder, take a breath and place the weight where it belongs. Name the burden you've been carrying. Speak it honestly. Say it slowly, even if your voice trembles. Lord, this is too heavy. I cannot hold it anymore. I place it in your hands. Sustain me. Strengthen me. Keep me steady. And trust that when you release what is crushing you, God does not let it fall. He catches it, and He carries you with it. The burden that once felt unmanageable becomes bearable, not because it grows lighter, but because God stands beneath it. Your life is not being held up by your strength. It is being held up by His, and He will sustain you today, tomorrow, and through every weight still ahead. Amen.